Hello and welcome back for this update for the SAS MAS Scorer application. We are expanding its scope to now also include job monitoring. Let's take a look right away. So here we are on the job monitoring page. This is an additional page that is available through the main navigation on the left-hand side. This page indexes and looks through your whole environment to search for jobs that have run in the past and also ones that are currently running. Let's step through this one segment at a time. The first up is these 5 key values at the top. We've currently found 1,300 jobs within the environment. There's none currently running. We have over 1,200 of them that successfully completed. We have 79 that have failed or have a different status than that. And over the completed ones, we have an average runtime of about 3 minutes. Now, as I said, we currently have no jobs running in here. And then we can take a look at the history. As in all the other UIs within the MAS Scorer, you can of course search and filter through specific things, but these list here is ordered in a descending order, which you cannot change because to me it's the only thing that makes sense. You always want to see the most recently completed or failed jobs within your environment. So we can see that here, you can see we see the name and the description, we have an easy indicator of the state, who this was created by, the type, so what type of workload this job generated, when it was started, and how many seconds elapsed for its running. This feeds in to the average runtime up top. Now, we can take a look at this by clicking on a row, and this brings up 4 different tabs. Now, because this is just submitting KSL code, we don't really see a traditional SAS log or listing output, but we can still see the specific code that ran behind the scenes. And also we can see the parameters that were set and also run with this job. We can see here the name of that parameter, its type. We can see if it was required or not. And then we can also see if it has the default value and if that default value was overwritten by this specific job instance. So this is also done by having these little icon badges after the argument. And if they're just the same, like down here, there's no added badge. So it's really easy to quickly understand what is going on here. Also at the top, we always have the description again and those key facts we saw on the previous page. In here, we can also delete the job. Clicking that brings up another confirmation, so you have to confirm twice when you do such a dangerous action. And what is deleted here is all these runtime artifacts. So cleaning up the logs, the listing, all of that stuff is then cleanly removed from your SAS system. Of course, if you have the permissions to do so. Now, going back to monitoring, let's see what we have if we look at a job that actually has a log, like this failed one. If we look into this, we can see here what actually went wrong within our job. We can scroll through the log. It always starts us at the bottom. We can see how many lines it has. We get the line numbered up front. We can, of course, copy it to our clipboard or download it as a .log file to our local machine. This job, again, doesn't have listing output, but if it had, you could still copy that to your clipboard or download it as a .lst file. And finally, with the code, you can copy it to your clipboard or download it as a .sas file. As you can see here, it cleanly renders the code into this UI. It looks slightly different, for example, than in SAS Studio or in Visual Studio Code using the SAS extension. So don't use this as your primary way to look at SAS code, but it's an easy way to quickly understand what is running in your jobs. Now, to the most interesting piece. Let's get a live monitoring of a job going. For this, I'm going to be switching over into SAS Studio, where I've prepared a small SAS script that will trigger a job for us. So let me hit submit in here. This kicked off and we can see 201, our job was created. Now going back into the job monitoring page, it searches for new running jobs every 5 seconds. So here we go. We see our running job up and available, and we can go to monitor. Now the monitor in here brings up a live look at the actual log behind the scenes here, which is amazing to understand what is going on. As the code is running, continuously the log is being pulled and appended into this UI, and auto scrolling is on by default, so you keep advancing with the code. Now, this code also uses proc print, so if we go to the listing, we actually see a listing output in here, just to give you an idea of what's going on. If we suddenly realize, wait, I don't want this job to actually run, we can go to cancel, are confirmed again, and then we cancel the job. What this does behind the scenes is kill your SAS session and then update the status of this request to be canceled. Now, the final step would of course be to delete the job to remove all run artifacts of the job from our environment if you don't need them around. So let me do that. And now we have kind of a clean slate and we ran through all the features that the job monitoring page brings into the MAS scoring application. This feature is a bit of an expansion on the claim of the MAS scoring application. I do realize that. And if you have ideas of how I should rename or rebrand this application as I keep adding these types of features to it, please reach out and let me know. Also, if you have any other feature ideas or bugs, please reach out as well and let me know. I hope you enjoyed this update and see you next time. Bye bye.